You know, I've spent the better half of today trying to figure out an excuse as to why I haven't posted on here in 8 months. I think I finally figured out the excuse. So I was in the desert and this old man was walking with his camel, but he comes up to me and he's like, hey, you need to help me find the llama. And so me, big wrinkle brain, I was like, hi. So I have told plenty of stories on my TikTok, but basically I'm gonna be telling some stories that happened at my jobs, my past jobs, obviously, that I don't know if I was necessarily allowed to tell until after the fact. So we're gonna see how this goes. If you are new to my channel, hi, my name is Chloe and I am in fact your new best friend. A lot of times on at least my TikTok, I make advice videos, but my only advice for you is just, grab a snack. Let's get a move on. So I think one of the best stories I have from just my past job was a couple years ago, because I actually got my wisdom teeth out, I want to say around November of 2018. So I think I was around 19 at this point, 19, almost 20. They were so impacted, bro. I remember the guy told me, he's like, look, man, look, all your teeth are impacted. This one, I guess the bottom one was actually facing this way. It was facing out like this, and it was hitting a nerve. So they were like, well, you might actually have numbness. So we have to be wicked careful with that one. And so basically they were like, yeah, we need to get these out soon because we don't want you to have any permanent damage. Also, my mouth is just too small, and they needed to get them out because I just didn't have room for them. But the thing was, this is where the story gets juicy. A month to 6 weeks in advance, I asked my boss for the entire week off. But here's the gag. This was the week of Thanksgiving and Black Friday, and I was getting my wisdom teeth out the Monday before Thanksgiving. I wanted the whole week off, including Thanksgiving, including Black Friday, the week before I was supposed to have this surgery. My manager at the time comes up to me and he's like, hey, we can't actually give you Black Friday off because everyone has to work on Black Friday. That's the dealio. And I was like, sir, you couldn't have maybe mentioned this to me 6 weeks ago after I requested time off. I don't know if it was the district manager that was telling him I couldn't take Black Friday off or something. I literally couldn't tell you. And then he proceeded to tell me how, his wisdom teeth surgery took, 2 days. If you take 2 days to recover from your wisdom teeth surgery, good for you. You know how long I took? 2 weeks. Anyways, fast forward again. Sorry, I'm totally going all over the place. It took me 2 weeks to recover from this. I had 2 dry sockets on the bottom, so I was in so much pain to the point where I was constantly taking Advil, right? It was really, really, really bad. So Black Friday rolls around and I am still in a lot of pain. This was actually before I found out I had the dry sockets, so I thought this pain was perfectly normal and dandy. I was very bruised, so if I have a picture, I can put it somewhere, but I was so bruised on either side. It was very yellow and just not a good look. I Ubered to work that day because I knew I wasn't gonna be able to find a parking spot. That was not gonna happen. I went inside and already the vibes were off. It literally looked like I just rolled out of bed, but it was a vibe because I was like, I only have a 5-hour shift. It's Black Friday. Hopefully it'll go by wicked fast because everyone's shopping, right? So anyways, I'm doing my thing. I'm still in a lot of pain. I can barely speak. I can barely open my mouth. I would have to go to the back room a lot because I was really just not doing well. I was in a lot of pain. I needed to take Advil. For some reason, the district manager was there this day. I don't know if it was because we were just short and she just wanted to help, or if she was doing something. I literally have no idea. This district manager, you could tell she didn't like me. Maybe it was because I was going to the back. I literally told her straight up that I had wisdom teeth surgery that Monday. She seemed very sympathetic, but basically what happens is I go back, take the Advil. I have a good system going, right? I'll do my thing for a little bit. I start to feel pain again, take the Advil, right? All of a sudden someone comes to the back and goes, hey, blank, the district manager wants to talk to you. And I'm like, oh, great. What did I do wrong? It was really weird because she wanted to meet with me at the cash register in the front of the store. I'm like, you couldn't have come to the back to talk to me? Really weird. I go to the cash register and she proceeds to tell me that I cannot keep going back to the back room to take Advil because I need to do my job. I looked at her dead in the face and I was like, I requested this day off 6 weeks ago. It was you guys who a week before I was supposed to have the surgery You guys were the one that told me that I couldn't have the day off. I literally looked at her, I'm like, I just had surgery. You cannot treat me like this. I just had surgery. I went off on this lady and everyone, like my coworkers were looking at me like, Chloe, what are you doing? Apparently you're not supposed to stand up for yourself. I couldn't tell you. And I basically told her, I'm like, if I'm in pain and I'm gonna go take Advil for it. It was just us going back and forth. And we were also in the middle of the store. I either left on my own free will or she actually took the authority and sent me home. That situation made me so mad. I was so angry that I actually put in my 2 weeks right after. So this next work story happened at the same place, and this actually happened at my either second to last shift at this place or my last shift at this place. And for some reason, this district manager person was still there. She's running a whole district, yet she's just like, I'm gonna stay at this one store. Why not? I was doing my thing. I believe it was like the morning or like noon or something. And usually around this time we would process shipments. Basically we get these huge boxes of clothes and stuff. Someone already would scan them in and then we would basically have to unwrap them and put them away where they belong. I was doing this and I was doing it how I was taught, but this lady didn't like how I was doing it. She didn't like the fact that I had taken the plastic wrap and put it in the trash bin. She was like, why did you put the plastic wrap in the trash bin? And I'm like, well, it's because I was taught to put that in the trash bin. And she's like, well, why don't you just give it to me? Because I know so many homeless people that live near me that could use this plastic wrap. Look, I totally understand not wanting to waste things. Like I'm totally into that, totally cool. I don't know what they would want to do with plastic wrap. Maybe that's just me. I kind of just looked at her. I was just like, okay, I mean, you can take it. I literally told her, I'm like, it's already been in the trash. It's already been there. It's probably got some mites on it or something. I don't know if you want to give that to the homeless people, you know what I mean? And she just kind of looks me up and down and she's like, all right, sunshine, well, I'm gonna take it anyway. She gave me such an attitude. Ma'am, all I said was that was in the trash can. Okay, this next one was at a different job, also retail, because if you didn't guess, these are retail. I worked at a place that sold underwear. No, it was not Victoria's Secret. It wasn't Pink either. It wasn't any of those. Anyway, this place sold underwear, and the way it was set up was that the underwear was on the wall and it was kind of like rolled up in a little like burrito, little undie burrito. How we displayed them was we rolled them up in these little underwear burritos and then we put them in the little baskets by size. Basically what happened was this lady came in. I was like, oh my gosh, can I help you with anything? Basically we had a deal. It was like 5 for $19 or something. She's like, all right, I want 5 size smalls. I ring her up for it and it's all good and dandy. A week later, she comes back. I don't recognize her because I don't really recognize people that quickly. She comes in, she's like, hey, I want to return these underwear. And I'm like, all right, dope. They were wrapped up in that same burrito that I was talking about. So I just assumed that she had just gotten the wrong size because she wanted to exchange that like small size for a medium size. So I was like, all right. So I grabbed 5 mediums, I returned the 5 smalls and it was fine. She leaves. My manager comes over and I'm like, hey, like she just returned these. They look clean. Like I didn't have an issue with it. She unrolls the underwear and there's literally like dead skin. Basically, you can tell that they've been worn and it was disgusting. She had to damage all 5 of those pairs because of course, with my luck, this lady had tried on all 5 of those underwear pairs. But a week later, she comes back, tries to return the mediums and tries to get a large. I was not the one helping her, but my manager knew right away and she was gone. That was it. The moral of the story for this one is know your underwear size before going into a store. If you don't know your underwear size, you probably should figure that out sooner rather than later. Okay, this last story was when I worked with kids. So basically I worked in a school setting and this was basically a time where I did not agree with the supervisor, coordinator, whatever you want to call it. This boy's mom brought a donut for him to eat during, this was like an after school program. So you know how like people work from 9 to 5. Sometimes they can't pick up their kids right away. This is where the kids go. They, have fun and we do fun things and it's fun. Basically this person's mom bought him a donut. He would try to eat the donut either during snack time or during downtime that he had just from doing other stuff, like if he was resting from playing outside or whatever. This higher up, this coordinator, was like, you cannot eat that donut. No way, you're not eating the donut. Kid was like 7 years old and I felt so bad. He was crying because he was really trying to eat the donut because that's all he wanted to do, right? And so I noticed this kid crying and I go up to him and I'm like, hey, what's wrong? What's going on? And he's like, person's not allowing me to eat my donut and I'm really sad because my mom brought it for me. This was one of those times where I did go against the rule because I was like, you know what? I don't really agree with that. I'm like, let the kid have the donut. What is the harm in having one kid eat a donut? So I basically was like, look, I will sit right next to you while you eat this donut. Tell your mom that you ate the donut. If the coordinator asks, then just say you didn't eat it. It's okay, whatever. Eats the donut. Meanwhile, 2 of my coworkers are sitting across from me and they're looking at each other like I'm gonna get in trouble. And I'm like, if I get yelled at for letting a kid eat a donut, so be it. She actually never found out. Sorry if you see this, but yeah, I let him eat the donut that day. His mom comes and picks him up. Coordinator tells him I didn't allow him to eat the donut. I pulled the mom aside like 5 minutes later. I didn't agree with her, so I allowed him to eat the donut. The mom was really happy with me. She was like, honestly, it's just a donut, like who cares? I don't know why she didn't allow him to eat the donut. I mean, it's just a donut. What's one donut gonna do to a kid, right? I never found out the reasoning for her rules. She never yelled at me. She never found out. That's that on that, I guess. I think that's all I'm gonna have time for. I just wanna let you guys know that you guys freaking rock. My Instagram and all my fun stuff is down below if you wanna follow me. And I will see you guys later. Bye.